fourth grade performances. We are performing three plays: Sarah's Gold, The Chestnut Tree, and How the Coyote Brought Fire to His People. All these plays have something to do what we've been learning, and they all take place in California. We are also performing a few poems: Eagle, Tiger, The Fog, and Hurt No Woman's Thing. We are also performing one line of Martin Luther King's speech. And now, the plays. First we have Sarah's Gold.
So we're going to be performing a play called Sarah's Gold, and it's about a young woman named Sarah Kirby, and she's really, really, really confident and determined to get to California and seek her fortune.
In the summer of 1849, the streets of Boston buzzed with conversations about California.
Gold had been discovered in California. Young men were packing their belongings and boarding ships bound for the gold fields, sure that they would make their fortune.
Sarah Kirby was an 18-year-old schoolteacher who lived in Boston. She too longed to go to California to seek her fortune.
One hot afternoon, Sarah and her sister Kate were walking beside the harbor. They stood and watched as a ship bound for San Francisco set sail.
Okay, I want to go to California. I will go tomorrow if I can find a captain willing to take me on the ship.
You can't be serious. A young woman like you can't be gallivanting off to California. What a scandal.
I don't care about scandal. In fact, I'm going to do it. I've been saving my money for a long time.
You'll never be able to find a captain who will be accepting a female passenger. Sarah, you must forget this crazy dream of yours.
But Sarah could not forget. She wrote letters to all the shipping firms asking if she could buy a ticket on one of their ships. Always the answer was the same. A firm no.
The ships were full of rough and sometimes dangerous men. The voyage was long and difficult, and captains did not want to have to worry about the safety of a young woman traveling alone.
But Sarah was a very determined young woman, and she kept writing letters. At last came the answer she had been hoping for.
Hey, look, a letter from Home Shipping.
The answer will be the same, Sarah. Why can't you forget this folly?
Dear Miss Kirby, we are pleased to inform you that our captain will be most happy to offer you a passage to San Francisco. Our ship, the El Dorado, is departing from Boston next week on the 18th of October, 1849. Several ladies will be on board. We have arranged a separate cabin, and Kate, I'm going to California. I'm really going.
Sarah packed her clothing and books in a big trunk and bid a tearful farewell to her family. But once the ship was underway, her tears were forgotten. She was going to California. Her dreams were coming true.
It took 8 long months to make the voyage around the tip of South America. But at last the El Dorado dropped its anchor in San Francisco's beautiful blue bay. Sarah set out into the city to find a job.
First, she went to a boarding school that some friends in Boston had told her about. The boarding school was a large house on Market Street. She knocked on the door. A serious but kindly woman answered.
May I help you?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Sarah Kirby. I am here to inquire whether you need some help at the school. I am well qualified, and I have letters that vouch for my character.
Actually, I do need some help. I can offer you a position as my assistant. The pay will be $45 per month. You will help teach the younger children during the day. In the evening, you will help with the baking.
Thank you, Miss Finley. I am happy to be here.
Sarah cheerfully went to work. She loved everything about California. The town bustled with life and noise, and the prospectors filled the streets at all hours of day and night. To Sarah, it was all wonderful and exciting.
However, Sarah found it difficult to survive on her meager pay. One day, as she was setting a cherry pie out on her windowsill to cool, a prospector happened by.
Miss, I'll give you $5 in gold for that handsome pie. Excuse me, sir, what did you say? I said, Miss, I'll give you $5 for that pie.
Sarah stared at the man, thinking that her ears were playing tricks on her.
If you don't want to sell for $5, I'll give you 10.
He thrust a gold pouch full of gold dust and nuggets into Sarah's hand, picked up the pie, and walked whistling away.
Who ever heard of such a thing? A simple pie for $10.
The next day, Sarah told Miss Finley that she would be leaving her job. She went to the store and bought flour, sugar, and other supplies. She bought a tent and an iron skillet. She found a nearby goldfields to pitch her tent, and she began to bake pies.
Sarah baked pies by the hundreds. Weeks and months passed. Word of Sarah's mouth-watering pie spread throughout the mining town. However many pies Sarah baked, there were still more hungry miners lined out outside her camp, waiting to buy more.
Miss Sarah, these are the best pies in the world. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, John. I'm glad you boys like them so much.
Yep, I get powerful mad when I get by the Dickens and find out Miss Sarah sold out of pies, especially apple. That's my favorite.
If I had a cook stove, I could bake even more pies. Then you guys could have your favorites every day.
Mr. Wright over there at the dry goods store just got a fresh shipment of stuff from the back east. I saw 2 cook stoves being hoisted on the ship.
Oh, John, is that really true? I'll buy the cook stove if you guys can find a wagon and bring it over here to me.
The prospectors were happy to help. They delivered a cook stove and set it up in the little cabin that had taken the place of Sarah's tent.
The cabin had a dirt floor, but a sturdy roof to keep the rain out. And now Sarah had a cook stove. Sarah was overjoyed. She baked more pies and made more money than ever before.
One morning, Sarah woke up early and decided to clean her cabin before she began her baking.
She grabbed the willow broom out of the corner and started to sweep. Suddenly, she saw a little golden gleam in the cabin's floor. Grabbing a spoon, she pried out a gold nugget as big as her thumb.
My heavens, my stars, oh, for the pizza.
Sarah threw aside her broom and ran for a shovel. She threw her few bits of furniture out of the cabin and began to dig. She forgot all about making pies.
Sarah dug in her cabin.
Miss Sarah, have you got any pies today?
Sorry, Mike. Sorry, John. No pies today.
Sarah dug in her cabin floor all that day, and the next, and the next. After 3 days of digging, Sarah had a bucket full of sizable gold nuggets, which she took to the bank.
Miss Kirby, I have weighed your nuggets. You have over $2,000 worth of gold here. Added to the money you already have, you are quite a wealthy young lady.
Yes, Banker Bates, I suppose I am, but I'm just getting started.
But you don't need to work so hard, Miss Kirby. You could find a nice young man, settle down, and get married.
Maybe someday, Banker Bates, maybe someday. But I find that hard work agrees with me, and I like living my own life and making my own money. Someday I'm going to build a cabin with the biggest kitchen you've ever seen and 2 of the largest cook stoves. I'll hire some women to help me with the baking, and soon I'll be back with 2 buckets full of gold.
And that is exactly what she did.